I'm going to be going over our target vocabulary words for this week's selection. And I have them under the document camera to show you what they look like inside your textbook that you will be looking at shortly. And I also have them written on sticky notes for a reason, because last week, as part of your assignment, your job was to look at your vocabulary words and then find where they were used in the text and write the page number in the text box. Some of us had a little bit of trouble with that, so I thought I would model for you using this week's words so that hopefully when we revisit that activity in the future, it will be easier for you. I went ahead and took all of our target vocabulary words, I put them in ABC order and wrote them on sticky notes. So we're going to start with the word bursting, okay? And when you looked here on the vocabulary pages and found that word, you saw the context clue sentence. Look at this crowded basket. It is bursting with puppies. Okay, so we can tell by looking at this photo of the cute puppies that it's just overflowing, right, with the puppies. To help you find it in the text, I also took that word and wrote a page number. So we're going to go into the text. Whoops, sorry, let's try that. We're going to go into the text and go to page 161. And if you remember last week, I pointed out to everyone how the vocabulary words are always highlighted in bright yellow, and that can also help you when you're looking for vocab. For example, if you were on this page 164, there are no words highlighted in yellow, so you know there's no vocab on that word. You don't have to waste your time looking through that page. So we're going to go to 161. Look, here we actually find, believe it or not, we find two vocabulary words, don't we? So we see before long, Mrs. Fry's classroom was bursting with happy noises of all the children's pets. So we have bursting, and we also have the vocabulary word noises. But let's say that you read that word and you still don't quite understand what that word means. I'm going to teach you real quickly how to use the glossary, which is like a mini dictionary at the back of your book to help you make sure you understand the meaning of your vocabulary words. So if you've never used a glossary, you need to know that it comes at the back of your textbook. As I said, it's a mini dictionary. It's not going to have every word in it like a true dictionary. It has words from that particular book that you may need help with. So up at the top, you'll see that you're there on page, hold on just a second, I'm having a little bit, okay, on page G1, that stands for glossary 1. Look, right away we get to our B words. But now remember, they're listed in alphabetical order, and if you notice, the last word on this page is bend, so that lets me know that I need to go ahead and turn to the next page in the glossary. When I turn to that next page, I can look through, go through those words. Aha, I found our word, didn't we? Remember, our word was bursting, but oftentimes you have to look for the root word, which is burst. And our definition says to be full to the point of breaking open. And we noticed in that picture clue earlier that those puppies were ready to burst out of the basket, right? They were ready to break out of that basket. Okay, so we're going to move that one to the side. And I'm going to go back to our story for just a moment. And I am going to grab our other vocabulary words, and we're just going to look at them in the glossary. Okay, so our next word that we're going to look for is Noises. Well, now most of us know what noises are, but if we truly needed to know the definition of that word, then we would once again use our glossary at the back. And notice we're still in the B words, so we have to go several pages over to find those N words, don't we? So actually, you would need to go to page G11. And when you get there, you will see right away our vocabulary word noise. The definition or the meaning is a sound that may be loud or unpleasant. Usually after your definition, they will use the word in a sentence. You could tell from the noises that there were many animals in the barn, okay? And we also see a picture of a rooster. So now we worked with that word. Our other N word for this week was noticed. So we're going to look on the other side of the glossary page. Look what we see right away up at the top. Notice, to pay attention to or make note of. Okay. We will also be using that word in our story this week. Next word, quiet. Let's see if we can find that one. So we see our O words here, P. We know we're getting close to Q. Here we go. Here are our Q words. Quiet. Silent, calm, or with hardly any sound. Okay, just like we need it to be when we are doing a lesson together, unless you are answering a question or sharing something one at a time, right? We need to stay quiet and respect one another. Our next vocabulary word, believe it or not, for the next 3, we have S words, which we find on the next page. Okay, so we have share. Okay, now remember what I taught you. If you go down this column, you're going to see that they end with the word scare. Okay, but that just lets us know that we need to turn to the next page to find more S words. So we're on glossary page 13. We're going to turn to glossary page 14. Okay, and there we have found it. Share, to divide with others or take part in. Okay, next word is sprinkled. Okay, so look, we're not finding it on G14. There are a lot of words in our glossary that start with S. So we go to the next page, G15. Look right there at the bottom, sprinkled. Whoops. Okay, so it says that our definition is a form of sprinkle. That might be a little confusing, so that means we probably need to go up here and look at our root word sprinkle, which says to scatter in drops or small pieces. We always sprinkle salt into the water before it boils. All right, one last S word, and we're going to have to even turn the page again. Suddenly. A form of sudden. Just like with our word sprinkled, we have to look up here to the root word to understand the meaning of that word before the ending is added to the word. Happening or coming without warning. So we know if something happens suddenly, it comes without a warning. Look at our modeled sentence. On the hike, we were caught in a sudden storm. All right, and we only have one more vocabulary word left before you go into our selection of the week, and that word is wonderful. So we know we need to continue to the next page of our glossary. Yeah, I see it already. Do you guys see it? Wonderful. A form of wonder. So we go up above once again. A marvel or something amazing. So even though most of us know what wonderful means, if you're not sure how it's being used in the story, when you look at and find the highlighted word in the story of the week, you're still having a little bit of difficulty, then just go to this glossary at the back, look up the word, and it will help you make sure you know how the author is using that vocabulary. Okay, so we might do some more work with glossaries in the near future, and I've modeled how to use one. Now you can enjoy the story. Bye, guys.